It's our second check-in of the week, and you know what that means? A 10-minute clean with me. And even if you don't want to do it, you can do 10 minutes. I will provide the motivation. I'm very good at getting people up and moving and off their bahookies. Bring along a couple of rags that you can use, dry or damp, maybe some light cleaning spray, some glass cleaner. Before you have the chance to procrastinate, let's dive in. Diane and Denmark here, rah, rah, rah. I am a routines coach and I'm helping you to simplify and to thrive this year. On Monday, we did a 10-minute declutter together. Today, we are doing a 10-minute clean together. And on Fridays, we check in with each other to do some planning, some self-care, which doesn't cost any money, and I answer any questions that have come up during the week. But on with today's clean, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take a look and see if there's anything that needs to be picked up and put away in this area. Where we're not even cleaning yet, we're just looking to see if there's anything that doesn't belong in this area. And I've got one thing, which is the box of Easter decorations. Remember that I went through in a declutter recently. I've taken out some of the spring decorations and using them, but I've just been lazy. I should have put this back down in the basement until I want to decorate some more. I'm not going down to the basement, I'm just going to put it at the door. And don't worry if you're still at the stage of only picking up things and putting them away. You'll get there. We're all different stages. I'm going to take some glass cleaner and I'm going to clean the glass in this room, which is our dining room. I'm just going to do a quick scoosh on the front. And the purpose of my videos is just to show you what you can get done in the 10 minutes. Now, we don't need to be cleaning all the things all the time, but the Flylady system, it gives me that focus, because instead of being overwhelmed, I say, okay, what can I do right now? And I just focus in on one area. It doesn't mean that you can't clean other areas of your house, but it just gives us that focus to do things that don't need to be done on a weekly basis. Now, I'll just do the inside of the cabinets, and inside here we have our china, our wedding china. I'll film some B-rolls so you can see that. And that's the china that we use when the kids come over for dinner. We've got 2 grown kids who have their own apartments here in Copenhagen. But it's really nice when they come over. I set a nice table. And we got married 26 years ago, coming up for 26 years. And actually, I'm thinking there's probably some items that I could declutter, but we're not doing that today. That'll be for another session. Love the pattern on this one. Discontinued now. The reason why we have the Luxembourg china from Villars-et-Boch is because hubby and I, we met each other working at the European Supreme Court in Luxembourg. And this was a gift from our colleagues. So we have the full service. And do you have a lot of glass cabinets in your dining room? Maybe some kind of hutch thing? The other thing I'm going to do is the front of this painting. This painting was given to hubby and I when we got married from my boss, Sir David, at the court. It's a Scottish artist, William Burney. It's behind glass. Right, onto the windows. Right, move the naked flame out the way. And do you wear anything particular to do your cleaning? Because I know I've told you many times before, but because I'm using the Flylady system and being consistent with my cleaning, I don't need to change clothes because I'm not using toxic products anymore, and I don't really need much product at all. And my clothes swap. Trousers, the kind of fake leather ones which were black, but I painted navy blue with leather paint. Okay, quick scoosh. And we're just getting as much as we can. You know, if you can only reach the bottom where the kids are putting fingerprints, or maybe you've got puppy prints, nose prints on a glass door, just get those. Remember, we're not doing it perfectly. We're not getting out a big bucket of water. And actually, I never found that method very good. And I just use the microfiber cloths. These are my old Flylady ones. Oh, I can just get that one. Oh, this microphone's kind of weighing me down today. Just change over my cloth. I do it in sixth. And the window cleaner came the other day. In Denmark, it's very common to have a window cleaning service. And he doesn't even use a ladder. He's got special equipment, and it's very cheap. Well, cheap by Danish standards. It costs 400 krone, and I think he cleans about 50 windows. We've got a two-story house with a full basement with windows, so it's a lot of windows. And I can't reach most of them from inside. Right, woohoo, we are done. Woo, what should we do next? What I'm going to do is I'm going to rinse out this rag, and I'm going to use the same rag, and I'm just going to do the door handles and the switch plates. And if you have a lot of illness in the family or whatever, you might want to use a very light disinfectant. But I try not to use too many products, especially as some of the features in our house is actually the doorknob and the doors from 1933. Here we are, get the handle of this one. And another fun feature of our house is international style, funkis as it's called in Danish. And the keys to the house, the keys are numbers. So this is door number 2. And we're just doing it lightly, okay? Don't go spraying anything into your electrical switches. And this is a dimmer switch, so I'm just very careful with that. Next. Finished with the wet rag, and now I'm taking a dry dusting mitt and I'm going to dust off the flat surfaces in the room. And that's why I always say we need to do a pick up and put away of things in this room, because it's much, much faster to dust when things, when you've got less stuff lying out. And while I dust, I'll tell you about the 2 zones that we're working on this week. So we're moving from one month to the next, and that means that we've got 2 Flylady zones this week. Flylady Zone 5, the living room, and Flylady Zone 1, the dining room, the hall, entryway to the home. Now, don't panic about this, because when you're doing the weekly upkeep clean, that's the thing. Before we do any kind of detailed cleaning, detailed decluttering, we're just doing our weekly clean on the high traffic areas of the house. We're not cleaning the whole house every week. But the high traffic areas, and I'm probably speaking for most of us, that will be the living room, where you come into the house, the hall. And because we're cleaning those on a weekly basis, we're just keeping things ticking along. That means that when we have this crossover week, many of the things you'll have already done. But it is nice to be able to dive a little bit deeper and do things like the front of the cabinets. It's not something I do every week. It's certainly not something I do every month, but occasionally it's nice to get it done. Don't know how long I've been talking. I'm just doing the legs of the chairs and the legs of the table. And for those who have been subscribed to my channel for a long time, you may have noticed that there are only 6 chairs at the table now. We do have 8, but because it's so seldom that we have 8 people sitting at the table now, I decided it was easier to move 2 of them down into the basement, because it just gives a lighter feel to the area, and we haven't thrown them out, but we use them so seldom these days. It just gives a nice lighter feel. And a wee reminder, just if you need it, that anything that you get done today is an improvement. We're just putting one foot in front of the other, one cleaning cloth in front of the other, one pom-pom in front of the other, and we're just making things better. One subscriber in front of the other. I am slowly edging my way towards the 100,000 subscribers. So thank you to everybody who has subscribed, who's sharing my content in decluttering groups, organizational groups, Hygge groups. That's really helping me. And as I said to you, I don't do any sponsored content. I don't put annoying ads that pop up in the middle of my videos, so that we can really work together. Oh, and actually, talking of working, there was one other thing that I had on my list, because I'm guessing time is nearly up. I've got a few more minutes before I start work, so I'll probably do a vacuum in the dining room. Maybe you have some cushions, some cushion covers, some rugs, throws, anything like that. That would be a really good idea to have a look at those, because I've got my favourite blanket in my reading chair. I was thinking I can pop that in the wash, so let me grab that. Because this is where we were decluttering on Monday. So I shall take this one, put that at the door to go in the wash, and then there's also, oh look, my nice snowdrops from the garden. And also this one. Yeah, that'll make up a load. Just nice to get anything like that done this week. Phew, we're done. How did you get on? I know I am done because I kept on forgetting to press record. So I hope that what I have said makes sense. I'll try and kind of put it all together. Anyway, see you on Friday for some Hygge planning and your choice of 4 free self-care missions. All I've got left to say is live long and prosper, have a fabulous Wednesday, and I'll see you on Friday with a rah, rah, rah. Okay, bye for now.